This is our pancreas. It sits behind our stomach and in front of our spine. This is about 6 inches long. The endocrine part of our pancreas consists of islets of Langerhans, and it has mainly two types of cells, alpha cell and the beta cell. Now, the alpha cell, it mainly secretes the glucagon and which increases the blood glucose level. And the beta cells, it secretes insulin and it decreases blood sugar level. The glucose homeostasis in our blood is maintained jointly by these two hormones, insulin and glucagons. Now, there is a disease which is called diabetes mellitus. It is a very common disease. It has two types, diabetes mellitus type 1 and diabetes mellitus type 2. Type 1 diabetes, which is also called juvenile diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes, is mainly a chronic disorder, which is actually an autoimmune disorder caused by the autoimmune response against the pancreatic beta cells, and it prevents our pancreas from making insulin. Diabetes type 1 can appear at any age, but it appears at two noticeable peaks. First peak occurs in children between 4 to 7 years old, and second is in children between 10 to 14 years old. Some symptoms of type 1 diabetes are increased thirst, frequent urination, unexplained weight loss, weakness, blood pressure, and others. Type 2 diabetes, which is also called adult onset diabetes, is more common in older adults, but the increase in the number of children with obesity has led to more cases of type 2 diabetes in younger people. In this disease, our pancreas produces enough insulin, but cells don't respond normally to insulin, which is called insulin resistance. Symptoms of type 2 diabetes are increased thirst, frequent urination, increased hunger, unexplained weight loss, tiredness, blood vision, slow healing of any wound, frequent infections, numbness or tingling in hands or feet, areas of darkened skin, usually in the armpit and neck. So the main difference between type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes is, in the first case, insulin is not produced by the beta cells of the pancreas and it leads to hyperglycemia, which means increased blood glucose level. But in the second case, insulin is produced by the pancreas but cells don't respond to insulin, which is called insulin resistance, and it also leads to hyperglycemia. Another difference between these two diabetes is type 1 diabetes is more common in younger children, but the type 2 diabetes that is more common in older adults. Now let's take a look at NCERT. We get some information about diabetes mellitus in this chapter, chemical coordination and integration, which is in our class 11 NCERT. Here we are talking about pancreas. Pancreas is a composite gland. It acts both as exocrine and the endocrine gland. Now, the two main types of cells in the islets of Langerhans, which is actually the endocrine part of the pancreas, it secretes two hormone, glucagon, which is secreted by the alpha cell, and insulin by the beta cell. Now, glucagon acts mainly on the liver cells hepatocyte and stimulates the glycogenolysis, resulting in an increased blood sugar that is called hyperglycemia. And the other side, the other hormone, which is insulin, acts mainly on the hepatocytes and adipocytes and enhances cellular glucose uptake and utilization. As a result, there is a rapid movement of glucose from blood to hepatocytes and adipocytes, resulting in the decreased blood glucose level, hypoglycemia. So these are the two hormones and their functions. Now, the prolonged hyperglycemia leads to a complex disorder that is called diabetes mellitus, which is associated with loss of glucose through urine and formation of a harmful compound, that is ketone bodies. Now, diabetic patients are successfully treated with insulin therapy. Now, one very important point which you need to remember, that is diabetes mellitus and diabetes insipidus. These two diseases are completely different. Diabetes insipidus is a disorder which causes an imbalance of fluids in the body. This imbalance leads you to produce large amount of urine. So diabetes insipidus and diabetes mellitus are different diseases.